Okay guys, so today whenever we're reading our butterfly book, we are going to go over some vocabulary words that are in the book before we start. So that way whenever we hear them in the book, we can remember what they mean. So I'm going to show you the words and then we'll read it and look for the words in the book. This first word we have is the word migration. Go ahead and say that at your house. Migration. Awesome. Migration is a long journey made by an animal or a group of animals. So they're just going to be traveling really far. They're going to migrate, migration. This is the word pupa. Go ahead and say that word, pupa. Awesome. A pupa is the stage in the life cycle when the caterpillar changes into a butterfly. So whenever it's inside this little chrysalis, that's the pupa. This is the word larva. Everybody say larva. A larva is another name for a caterpillar. So you can call it a caterpillar or you could call it a larva. This is the word molting. Everybody say molting. Awesome. Molting is when an insect sheds or gets rid of its old skin. So it's taking its old skin off. That's molting. This is the word abdomen. Abdomen is the back part of an insect's body, the abdomen, so kind of like its bottom. This is the word thorax. Go ahead and say thorax. And the thorax is the part of the insect's body that's in between the head and the abdomen, so kind of like its belly. This is the word insect. An insect is an animal with 6 legs and a body divided into 3 parts. So we usually call insects bugs, but the real word for them is insect. And the last one we have is the word life cycle. A life cycle is, we kind of learned about this with plants, but it's how something that's living changes from being born to dying and starting new life. So that is the life cycle. All right, now that we went through all of our vocabulary words, we are going to go ahead and read our story again one more time. Remember, this is the book Caterpillar to Butterfly by Camilla Bedoyer. And the publisher is Steve Evans. So we're going to read it one more time and we're going to really listen for those vocabulary words so that we can remember what they mean. Are you ready? Let's get started. Open, shut them, give a little clap, and put them in your lap. And we'll read Caterpillar to Butterfly again. What is a butterfly? A butterfly is a type of insect. Remember we said insect was like a bug. Insects have 3 pairs of legs, making 6 legs all together. The wings of a butterfly are covered in many tiny scales. The scales are usually patterned and colored. Insect bodies are divided into 3 parts. The head is the front part, and it has the eyes and the mouth. The thorax is the middle part. Remember, we learned thorax sits kind of like his belly. Where the legs and wings are attached. The abdomen is the back part. That was another one of our words, abdomen, the bottom. Where the insect digests its food. The story of a butterfly. Butterflies flutter around the plants. Female butterflies look for a place to lay their eggs. The eggs will hatch into caterpillars. Later, the caterpillar will change into butterflies. A butterfly has 4 stages in its life cycle. Remember we said life cycle is the story of how it starts from birth to growing up and dying and making new life. The story of how an egg grows into an adult butterfly is called a life cycle. In spring, a female butterfly searches for somewhere safe to lay her eggs. She lays them under the leaves where they are hidden from view. Monarch butterflies lay their eggs on milkweed plants. The eggs stick to the leaves. Different types of butterflies lay their eggs on different plants. Peacock butterflies choose nettles. These plants have stinging hairs. The stings stop animals from eating the nettles and the eggs. Nettles are a safe place for peacock butterflies to lay their eggs. The eggs hatch. A few days later, the eggs hatch, and a tiny yellow caterpillar comes out of each one. Caterpillars spend most of their time eating, so they grow quickly. Monarch caterpillars become striped as they grow older. As a caterpillar grows, its skin becomes too tight and splits. The caterpillar sheds its skin, revealing a new one underneath. This is called molting. That's another one of our vocabulary words where it means to take your skin off. A caterpillar is also known as a larva. There's another vocab word. Remember, larva is just a caterpillar. When a caterpillar molts, it wriggles out of its old skin. Staying alive. Caterpillars are soft and juicy, so lots of other animals want to eat them. Many caterpillars have special ways of staying alive. Monarch caterpillars are bad to eat. Their stripes warn animals that they are poisonous. The monarch caterpillar's poison comes from the milkweed plants it eats. Many caterpillars are green, so they blend in with their surroundings. This is called camouflage. A green caterpillar on a green leaf can be hard to see. Some caterpillars have sharp spikes on their bodies. Making a pupa. Caterpillars grow fast. After about 14 days, a caterpillar is ready to change into a pupa. Remember we said pupa is the part of its life cycle where it's changing into a butterfly. This is the next stage of its life cycle. A caterpillar makes a silk thread and uses it to hang from a leaf. It molts for one last time. The pupa is already formed under the caterpillar's skin. Once the skin is shed, the pupa hardens. A pupa is usually green or gray, so it is difficult to see on a plant. This is another example of camouflage. The pupa is tough on the outside to protect the insect inside. Inside the pupa, the caterpillar gradually changes. We know it's changing into a butterfly. A butterfly appears. After about 2 weeks, the pupa of the monarch butterfly becomes darker in color. The orange wings of the butterfly can be seen inside. The pupa cracks open, and the butterfly crawls out. It sits on the empty pupa case. Then it spreads its wings so they can dry. It has to rest for a few hours before it can fly. An adult butterfly does not grow anymore. Male and female monarchs look similar, but males have small dark spots on their back wings. Butterfly life. Butterflies flutter around searching for food. They feed on sweet, sugary nectar inside flowers. When it is time to mate, the males follow the females. They fly around the females and push them to the ground. Once the butterflies have mated, the female lays her eggs. A new life cycle then begins. The female lays her eggs one at a time. Adults usually live for only 2 to 5 weeks. It's a really short time. A long journey. As the summer comes to an end, monarch butterflies start an amazing journey called migration. They fly to warmer places. The journey can cover thousands of miles and takes more than 2 months. Millions of monarch butterflies spend the winter resting on trees. In spring, the butterflies set off to their summer homes. On the way, they mate. Their young change into butterflies and continue the journey. The monarch butterflies wake up when warm weather arrives. The end.